we're taking ourselves now very quickly over to the land of China, because China has got a bullseye on all you fake ass crackers. No, that
Oh, that's a
assholes,
word.
all assholes come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and China has made the decision that they're coming for you. They don't tolerate bullshit over in China. As a
Mm.
fellow Chinese man myself, I am very proud. But they're going to try to crack down on influencers, excuse me,
There you go.
influencers.
That's how you say the word, boomer.
So China has implemented a new rule requiring influencers to have verified professional, not personal. That's the problem. They're personal. Verified professional qualifications to discuss topics like medicine, finance, and law. Platforms must now check credentials and automatically restrict unverified users from posting on these subjects to combat misfortune. The regulation, which began in October of 2025, also includes penalties for noncompliance, such as fines and account suspensions. Dave, what were your thoughts? What was going on in your head when I first sent this to you? Was this first of all, was this the first time you had heard this?
No.
No, okay, so you had heard about this story before I sent it to you.
Yes.
Okay, all right. But then
And
when
I
you
also know. Oh, let me not misspeak. No, I'm pretty sure this is the. I'm pretty sure it's the right place. Like, for instance, like streamers and stuff like that.
yeah,
God damn it. You know what? Never mind. Let me not say it. I'm pretty sure it's fucking China, but just to say, they have very they're
strict
much
rules.
more like organization based with their
Okay.
influencers than we are, right? Like your you have teams of people, right? Like you have organizations that will sign streamers to deals, kind of like
Right.
record deals, but like, and you have to do whatever. But most, at least from my understanding, most of like the big people are like out there solo. They're just recording, doing stuff like that. Where a
Right. Yeah.
lot of the people in, I believe it's this area, man. But there is a yeah, it's not surprising that the streaming is they're trying to lock down and regulate it because it feels like they've been trying to do it for a long time.
Well, it's funny because I think a lot of countries at some point in time have had the discussion. The fact that China has pulled the trigger and really going full bore on trying to clamp down on what their main goal, obviously being, is to stop or at the very least slow the spread of misinformation. There's a
Mhm.
lot of people online who are saying a bunch of shit, and they don't know what the hell they're really talking about. At the very least, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt in saying that they're not trying to be malicious and they're not trying to really damage anyone, but at the same time, they're really only speaking from their own personal experiences, not from a basis of fact or any kind of science of any kind. Like going online and just like, this skin lotion gives you cancer. I don't know if you can say that, but you're saying it confidently, so people start to actually kind of
Sure, but I
believe
mean,
it.
yeah. Well, hold on, because the news does that, and just because they're reputable, that means that they're allowed to do stuff that they can. I mean, I
Which
know the
is,
answer to that is yes,
yeah,
but it's all control, and I confirmed myself. It is China that has the homeless streamer thing, where like you'll go there and you'll go under certain roads or streets or bridges, and you see all these people literally lined up with cameras in front of them, and that's how they're like trying to make money and shit like that. It's pretty bad with the streaming and stuff like that. But in this case, to me, it's more like it's just trying to control the amount of money that goes out there, right? You don't need to be educated through a system to understand finance and to be able to educate other people who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford or don't have the mental capacity to go through a rigorous school curriculum to learn certain things that can impact your life today. And you have people who are sharing their stories and stuff like that. They shouldn't have to have a degree to share any success or even misfortune. If you had misfortune or you made a bad call, and letting someone know that, maybe someone learns from their experience, but making it so that you only can talk about it on a public forum because you had graduated from some type of school is ridiculous, and it's just all control, and they're just trying to make sure. To me, it's like you're trying to put money back into school, because if it flies and this becomes the norm, well, if I decide I want to be a financial influencer, then
You
my
now have to go to
my,
school to get a
my
degree
new
in that. Yeah.
path is to go to school in order to do it. Now, if you do and it does work out, there's almost not a guaranteed, but like there's a less contentious path because there's less people in the field because you have to go through this thing. But to me, what all that's going to lead to is more organizational stuff, right? I'm
Right.
going to graduate college, and then I'm going to filter into one of these organizations that go, hey, you need to get X amount of views on your video. You know what I mean? It's like a job. You got KPIs. You got to hit your KPI. And that shit is stressful, dude. Look, I'd rather go to a 9 to 5 than become a streamer and hope somebody watches my fucking video. And I don't know how much support they get into creating their videos either. I think it's more of a pump out the content and hope somebody watches your shit because you're gonna get let go from your now job that you went to school to do, which is fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous. So
We do a weekly podcast here, and I get videos that get released every single day, but we're not live every day. And that still consumes a very big chunk of my fucking time. I can't imagine what that's like to be live all the time, have a
yeah,
team come in and cut that up and do the whole thing. Let me read what they put down for the because based on your response just now, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like you're kind of against this.
of course it's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, there's
So
nothing I can do, but it's fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
kind of makes me happy I'm not in China right now. But some of the key aspects that they wrote down for the new rule: mandatory qualifications. So influencers must hold a verified degree of official credentials to post content on regular or regulated topics, such as medicine, law, finance, and education. Platform responsibility. Social media platforms are required to verify the qualifications of creators before they can post expert content on these subjects. Enforcement penalties. The rules come with strict enforcement, including fines up to 100,000 yen, approximately $14,000, and account suspension for violations. Combating misinformation. The government states the goal is to reduce the spread of misinformation by ensuring that only qualified individuals provide advice on sensitive topics. Some of the potential impact and concerns that people have for it is it's an impact on creators. The rule could significantly impact self-taught experts who may be barred from sharing their knowledge. Censorship concerns. Critics worry the regulation could stifle online speech and reinforce state control over the information flow. And data
Mm-hmm.
privacy. The new system involves platform managing and processing sensitive professional data, raising concerns about privacy and security. I think this whole thing, because I'm kind of on the fence about it, there are a lot of people that probably shouldn't be talking about the shit that they're talking about. But I feel like I think the accredited institution aspect is what kind of kills it a little bit for me, because it's like you just said, like, so if you're telling me that I can't, let's say I can't afford to go to a school to get the degree, but I didn't need the degree to work in the field. So now I work in the field every day, getting genuine experience, but I can't talk about it because I didn't get the degree. Is that what they're saying here? As far as like they're very specific. They're saying for professional professions like medicine, law, finance, and education, right? Okay, so me myself in real life, I'm a licensed professional educator. I am a teacher in real life. I have a license. It's on the wall in the other room. From the city of New York, from the state of New York. I graduated from an institution, received a bachelor's degree from that school. I have my license from the city and the state of New York to teach in public and private schools. And I'm currently in school, another accredited organization, to receive my master's degree in the same field, which for me would be physical education. So by China's rules, I'm allowed to talk about things related to education. That's what I'm gathering from this.
Mm-hmm.
Despite that, I also, in the past, if I'm going to pull this up here again, just to remind myself, have been involved a lot through my physical education with the medical side of things. But my degree isn't in medicine.
Nope.
So despite my profession
You
being
cannot teach people about
being
first aid.
tied, I can't. That's it right there. Boom! I can't do it because I don't have a degree. And I see. That's where it starts to tighten up on me because now it's just like that might be too far.
And to be honest with you, I think it gets even worse with the verbiage because they specifically say here verified the qualifications of creators before they can post
Right.
expert content. What the fuck does that mean?
I
Can
I
I
take-
say can I just make at the beginning of my video warning, this is not expert content.
Yes.
And then I'm
yes,
good?
actually, I think that's what they're leaning towards. I think
But then I can say
with-
whatever I want. I mean,
Right,
it's the
but
same
at
thing
least-
right now where like there's psychiatrists. Because one of my favorite YouTubers right now is Dr. K. He's a psychologist, and
Right.
he'll do a lot of stuff online, and he prefaces everything with, I am not your therapist. I am not your this. This
Yeah.
is not a session. We are just communicating about knowledge and educating, but that's
Right.
all we're doing. This yada yada yada, and it like bars him from practicing medicine online. So
Right.
so now he doesn't get in trouble for what he's doing, which is amazing, by the way. But yeah, if people like, I would be afraid to go online and like, hey guys, I've been meditating and it's been helping me with this, and start talking about medicine or meditation and what I've learned about it and what it does for me. I'd be afraid to be like, oh, you're giving expert advice. Lock him up, dude.
See, a second ago when I said that I was on the fence because I could see it both ways, the last thing that I just described kind of leads me into not liking it because I feel like it's too strict. But on the other end, on the other side of that, playing devil's advocate, I like that idea because if you start off every video by doing just that, hey guys, we're here to talk about such and such, but I just want to let everybody know here at the start, I'm not a professional, I'm not licensed, I'm not degreed in this, and blah, blah, blah. It's just an opinion. I'm just giving you stories based on my own personal opinion, and then go. I would appreciate that. But here's why I think people are starting to put it into law, or at the very least, because China's doing it, but I have heard other countries trying to work out the verbiage on doing something very similar to this, because there's a reason people don't do that. And the reason why people don't do that
it
is
gets
because
less clicks.
it gets less clicks, because as soon as they hear out your mouth that your opinion is worthless and bullshit, they don't listen. They are listening to you because of the unspoken agreement that you know what you're talking about. By having a system in place that verifies that this person does and this person does not, it will hurt your opportunity. A lot of people out there, and this is just being 100% honest, there's a lot of people out there that know they don't know what they're talking about and are purposely selling you bullshit. But because there's no checks and balances, they're allowed to do whatever. The eliminated component to this process, to me, is the responsibility of the viewer. There's nothing in here. All of this is to regulate the person who's posting, and all of this is to regulate the person who's dispersing of the information. I think it's a little unfair to remove full responsibility from the person who's watching the video. You should be able to look at the video and go, suntan lotion give cancer, and go, I don't know about that, and move the fuck on from the video. Whereas there are people out there that will say that, sweetie, come here, look, remember that lotion you bought the other day? Look, it causes cancer. And they do it. This is the same shit we said earlier about there's a reason why it puts do not drink on the Head and Shoulders bottle. Because there's people out there that do this shit.
Yeah.
They're regulating it because there are people who are literally too stupid to regulate themselves. Even if you kind of believe it.
I don't think that's why they're doing it.
I didn't say it's the whole reason. I'm saying that there's an aspect in there that they're going to try to use to sell you. that it's
Sure,
dangerous to people.
it's
dangerous to
called
people.
it's called the
misleading.
wool. It's called the wool over
Yeah,
your eyes.
but
That's
that's
not
the
why they're
mentality.
doing it.
I
They're
know, but
doing it.
that's the mentality that they're trying to promote to people. They're like, look,
Sure.
we're looking out for little Johnny and little Sally over here. They don't know any better. They're too stupid to sit here and look at the video for themselves and go, wow, this wacko is an asshole. They're gonna actually eat the Tide Pod. So we have to we have to sit down and we have to legislate. Otherwise, we'll have more situations just like this. That's like, for instance, when they put the signs up in subway stations, when it says, step behind the yellow line, don't stand too close to the edge. I've been making jokes for years. It's an unnecessary rule. You don't need to put that there. But if you don't put it there, people will get hurt. Right. The idiots will get hurt. The morons will get hurt. We'll thin the herd. Take the sign down. We need more assholes.
Thin the herd.
Thin the herd. Stopping all this bullshit. Take the do not drink off the head and shoulders bottle. If you're stupid enough to drink fucking shampoo, he doesn't deserve to be here. Just let him drink the goddamn shampoo and we can all move on. There's a big ball being chained to the leg of society and it's dragging us down. And it's a bunch of shampoo drinkers and a bunch of cancer lotion people who are fucking us up. Take it all off. If you have to be told, it's the people they're looking out for. That this is what they're going to tell people. The people we're looking out for are the people who got the Nigerian email and immediately ran to our Western Union. This is the kind of people that we're talking about because they can't help themselves. There are a large group of people who are too stupid to live in this goddamn world. This is the same people who can't tell that the video they just watched of Donald Trump sodomizing some person online is not AI. They can't look at it and go, this looks like something he would do.
That's a whole nother conversation with itself.
But that's the spin, right? That's what when they say things. Let me pull this document back up. When they say things like the last line here, combating misinformation. The government states the goal is to reduce the spread of misinformation by ensuring that only qualified individuals provide advice on sensitive topics. That is code for we can't just let people say whatever they want because there are people out there who are so fucking stupid that they're going to buy into it and they're going to do something radical to mess with people. And we need to stop this. If you want to do this, like one of the topics they brought up that you can't talk about without being accredited is law, right? You can't give expert opinion online unless you have a law degree. Okay. Any rational person who is in a legitimate legal situation is going to do the research to find legal counsel. If you're in a legal situation and the first thought you had in your head was to go to YouTube, you get whatever you pay for. I don't think there should be anybody sitting here going, no, you can't do no. If he
I think that's a generational mindset though. What that specific example, because I think
find a TikTok lawyer.
I think, yeah, absolutely. There's thousands.
We're talking about you, Top Dog. Call Top Dog lawyer. Top Dog.
There's a lot of them. I think people will go to that first as the first option to get information before they jump to a lawyer or something like that. That's gonna.
And you know what? Because of that fact, if you go to social media right now, if you go to YouTube, if you go to TikTok, if you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, any of those, you're going to see actual accredited lawyers on there now with their own channels.
Yeah, you can find them on there for sure.
Right. So China is saying, let's put a check mark on those guys, or let's put a verified sticker, or whatever the fuck, whatever goofy shit they'll come up with that shows some sort of accreditation, and we'll push those guys, and everybody else can.
That would be fine. That would even be just fine if you don't want to check, but you're fining people for putting their information. I don't like, because all that tells me is you're funneling as you call them, I don't disagree, the dummies, but the dummies have dollars, and that's what we want. We want the dummies dollars. They don't care that you're watching. They don't care that you're watching some idiot's video and then going to drink Tide Pods. They don't give a shit. They want that, but that's $1 going to some Joe Schmo, where it should be going to something to further push things that are going to make more money. So again, back to the point. If my dream is to financially advise people and I don't want to work for a company and I want to work for myself and give people financial advice and coach them and do it on YouTube, I'm going to go to school so that I can get access. I can get the check mark and do it. And it becomes a new career path. And now we're funneling that information behind the paywall of an education. And that's really all what it just comes down to. The medication one, that I'm not all the way upset with that, because there are certain things with medicine you really shouldn't be taking advice.
People can die with misinformation.
I understand that, but if you're gonna hide financial and education behind a paywall of going to school, I don't agree with that, because there's a lot of that shit you can learn on your own and you can share with people. You mean I can't teach people how to make a budget? Because I guarantee you they're gonna be like, that's expert advice. So
yeah,
that can help someone. That can help someone today. So I think that's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Another point I'd like to put in the actual category of the non-accredited, social media influencers. You know how many lawyers, doctors, teachers, all that stuff? You know how many of them are very well educated and can't talk about it? They can't get in front of a camera and go, okay, so this is like the legal precedent. If anything should, they can't do it. They can't do it. Just because a TikToker or a YouTuber has all that personality and all that charisma and can get in front of a camera and explain something in phenomenal detail doesn't mean that it's not solid information. It doesn't have to be like,
a boring lecture.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be with the papers and the so it could be with the, they could be like a lower third, like that here, and it could be like, yeah, what's going on?
Just because you're a good player don't make you a good coach. So
yeah, and I've met a lot of shit. As I just stated at the beginning of this segment, I am a licensed teacher. I'm around teachers all the time. They're some of the stupidest people I've ever met. They're literally some of the dumbest people on planet Earth. You give them a unit and a lesson in front of a group of kids, and they'll smoke it. Soon as they leave that building, they don't know their ass from that elbow. They don't know what the hell's happening around them.
Yep, I tease my buddy all the time. I'm like, dude, put you in Lowe's and you're the smartest human being I've ever seen in my whole life. The moment you pass that threshold, you are the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in my whole life. So damn, boy, oh boy, it is so night and day. That dude can run a $1 million company, man. The moment he walks out that door, he don't fucking know his ass from his elbow. I mess with him all the time about that, but yeah, it's funny. I know people like that too.
Well, good luck, all you influencers over in China. I wish you the best of luck.